Hey Falcons fans! We have to talk about Sunday's game against the Saints, a matchup that should have been ours to win, but instead we walked away shaking our heads after a 20-17 loss. So what went wrong? Let's break it down. Before we get started with today's analysis, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss any of the latest Atlanta Falcons news. First, we have to address Younghoe Koo's rough day. Falcons Nation, this one hurt to watch. Koo has been one of the most reliable kickers in the league, but on Sunday, he missed 3 field goals for the first time in his career. The toughest moment? When his game-tying kick hit the right upright with just over 6 minutes left. You could see the disbelief all over his face. Koo took ownership of the performance, saying, "This game is totally my responsibility. I accept that. This is not right." It was tough, but Coach Raheem Morris backed him up, reminding everyone he's one of the best kickers in this game. And let's be real, everyone has a bad day, but the timing here couldn't have been worse. Koo's struggles were only part of the story. The Falcons outscored the Saints in many areas, 306 passing yards from Kirk Cousins and a season-high 116 rushing yards from Bijan Robinson. But too many mistakes cost us dearly. Take the third-quarter penalty on guard Chris Lindstrom for a low block. It negated Robinson's first-and-goal run to the 1-yard line, and we had to settle for a field goal instead of potentially tying things at 17. Then Darnell Mooney's false start added insult to injury, putting us even further behind the chains. It's these moments that pile up and come back to haunt you. After Robinson's explosive 37-yard touchdown run put us within 3 points, it looked like momentum was shifting. But from there, nothing. For empty possessions in the fourth quarter. And then there was the back-breaking interception. With the Falcons pushing late, Cousins tried to force one up the middle to Drake London, but Tyrann Mathieu made him pay. Cousins confessed, saying, "I was being too aggressive. I was patient the whole game, up until that point." Given one last chance, Cousins led the offense down the field, but disaster struck again. A Chase Young sack fumble set us back 19 yards, and despite a final push, the team simply ran away. Coach Morris decided not to send Koo on a 61-yard attempt, opting instead to go for it on 4th down. Unfortunately, Ray McLeod III didn't make it. Morris summed it up, "We were in desperation mode." It was just one of those days. It wasn't just the offense and special teams. The defense struggled, too. Derek Carr connected on deep balls of 40 and 67 yards with Marquez Valdes-Scantling, plays that swung the momentum in New Orleans' favor. These were backbreaking moments that set up or directly led to touchdowns. After that, Morris got A.J. Terrell to follow Valdes-Scantling, but by then, the damage was done. Falcons Nation, this hurts. We outplayed the Saints, controlled the pace for stretches, but costly mistakes and missed chances were our undoing. What do you think? How can we clean up those mistakes and bounce back? The Falcons were 6-3, atop the NFC South, and facing a Saints team that hadn't tasted victory since September. It looked like Atlanta would come away with a comfortable win, right? Well, it didn't. From the start, it was clear that this game was going to be anything but easy. Coach Raheem Morris summed it up best during the post-game press conference, saying, "We had every chance in the world to win today." And he wasn't wrong. The Falcons outgained the Saints in total yards, first downs, and time of possession. But none of that matters when you miss big opportunities. And that brings us to Younghoe Koo. Koo has been one of the league's most consistent kickers, but Sunday was a rare off day for him. He missed 3 field goals, including a potential tying 53-yarder that bounced off the upright with just over 6 minutes left in the game. The frustration on his face said it all. "This game is all on me," Koo admitted after the game. "I accept that. That's not right." Coach Morris, however, stood by his kicker, expressing full confidence in him. "We all know Koo has talent. This was just one of those days." Now, let's talk about Kirk Cousins. The veteran quarterback, who led Atlanta to a respectable 6-4 record this season, showed flashes of brilliance on Sunday. He threw for 306 yards, but when it mattered most, he fell short. Literally. With 7 seconds left and trailing 20-17, the Falcons faced a 4th-and-4 from the Saints' 43-yard line. What did Cousins do? He threw to Ray McCloud, who was tackled before the tackles. Sound familiar? If you followed Cousins' career, you probably do. Minnesota Vikings fans saw a similar play in the 2022 NFC Wild Card game when Cousins passed to T.J. Hockenson on a crucial 4th-and-8. The result? Same, game over. Cousins has always been a complex figure. He puts up numbers, he wins games, but in the crunch moments, there are moments like this. The Falcons were hoping a change of scenery and a fresh start would help, and to some extent, it did. But on Sunday, it was déjà vu. The Falcons' offense had its moments. Bijan Robinson had a monster game, rushing for a season-high 116 yards, including a spectacular 37-yard touchdown. But mistakes on critical passes cost them dearly. A personal foul on Chris Lindstrom negated a first-and-goal opportunity, and Darnell Mooney's false start set the team back even further. The result? Another field goal instead of a touchdown. Atlanta's defense also struggled, allowing long passes from Derek Carr to Marquez Valdes-Scantling. Carr's deep throws hurt, with one going for a touchdown and another scoring. Coach Morris adjusted by moving A.J. Terrell to cover Valdes-Scantling, but the damage was already done. Despite the disappointment, it's not all doom and gloom. The Falcons remain atop the NFC South with a 6-4 record. They'll need to regroup quickly as they head to Denver to face the Broncos next week. It's a pivotal time. This team has shown flashes of being special, but consistency is key. So where does that leave us with Cousins? The Falcons invested a lot of money, $180 million over 4 years, to bring him in. So far, it's paid off in terms of wins. But if these late-game struggles continue, it's fair to wonder if drafting Michael Penix Jr. in the first round was more than just planning for the future. All right, Falcons fans, I want to hear from you. What did you think of Cousins' performance? Are you concerned about his record in crunch time, or do you think he's just a bump in the road? What about Koo? Was it just an off day, or are you concerned? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Let's chat. And before you go, remember to like this video and subscribe for more updates. Here I always keep you well informed of everything that happens behind the scenes. Go Falcons!